Well, hello again, it's me Tony, and now we're going to discuss the Module 2 tasks. Well, to make it short, let's move forward. Here is the first task. Main properties of metadata objects. It's just about forms, I suppose it is easy to implement, so we skip it. Next is constants. Implement the default account value setting for expense and income documents when the document form is open. Okay, so let's check it. Here is our other subsystem, and here is the default account constant. Well, I've also created this constant list for our strict budget check and for the default account. It is not necessary to implement it, okay? So here it is. Next step. Hierarchy. Well, I suppose it is just an hierarchy for the catalogs, and all of you has done it. Task 4, auto numbering. Implement prefixes for expense document numbers. Prefix has to be 4 symbols long and should be taken from the prefix attribute of the account's catalog and used at the beginning of the document number. Okay, let's check this. We go to lists, accounts, and here they are. As you can see, we can create something like, I don't know, Visa credit card, and just save it. As you can see, no prefix was down automatically, so we should just create it by ourselves. Like V cur, I don't know, something like this. So here is the prefix. So let's check it in the document. Expense documents, and here they are. You see? These documents were posted earlier before this feature was implemented, so they just don't have the prefixes. Let's move forward. Predefined data. Sometimes a user is in a hurry when filling up the expense or income document. If a user forgets to specify the expense type, it should be automatically set to the other element of the expense type's catalog. Okay, we're certainly talking about this default account. Okay, so let's check it. We move to documents, expense type, expense documents, and create a new one. And it is already here, you see? So we won't post our document without the default account already. We can choose another one, or we can even delete it. Okay, let's move on. Now task 6, accumulation and information registers. Implement the budgeting functionality for the app. Users should be able to plan monthly budgets broken down by expense types. The planned budget amount should be stored in the budget plan field of budget metadata object. Okay. The information about the monthly budget execution should be collected in the budget execution metadata object. Okay, here is the deal. Now we have to implement two registers. One is information register to store and create our budget plans. To tell the truth, it should be independent, so we could create our budget plans by our own without any documents. So no additional documents should be created, okay? And the other register should store the turnovers of our expense documents. And after that, as you can see, we should check how the budget plan compares to the budget execution. Okay, the object should store spendings in the field called amount. The spendings should be broken down by the period of time and the expense type. The expense document should post its data to the budget execution accumulation register. And now we're talking about the check. Create a constant called strict budget check having a boolean type. Check the accurate spendings against the planned budget during the posting of the expense document. If the strict budget check constant is set to true, cancel the posting. Okay. So let's see. We move to other. Here is our strict budget check constant. It is on. Alright. We move to budget and create a new budget. For example, we create it for today. Choose expense type, for example, rent, $50, 7 clothes. Now let's spend some money. Create a new document. Account here, it was deleted earlier, as you remember. Add rent and $100. And let's check. Post and close. No, we just can't do it because we're out of limits for our budget plan. Okay, let's just save it for a while. Other, strict budget check off, 7 close. Alright. Documents, and let's try to repost our document again. Post and close. See, it is done. So the check was implemented. Now let's turn our strict budget check on again. It will help us later in the last task. So real-time and backdated posting. Alright, make sure the ledger register balance gets checked in the case of the real-time posting of the expense document. Disable the ledger register balance check in the case of backdated posting of the expense document. Disable the budget overspending check in the case of the backdated posting of the expense document. Alright, this is the last task and I suppose it is really easy to check. Let's create some expense document. For example, rent. You remember we created the budget plan for rent. And let's spend some money yesterday. For example, a lot of money. 10 millions. Alright, let's try. And you see it was posted. It's just because the mode was not the real-time mode but backdated. So I hope this video can help you to understand how does it work, and if you have some issues with implementing this mechanism, you can always ask us. Okay? Goodbye. See you later.